Okay, this is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. I'm in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Rain or shine, it's stamping time, and I am excited to bring to you tonight the masks that go along with this beautiful Layers of Beauty stamp set. The stamp set has smaller stamps, and then it has this one huge stamp that has roses and flowers in it. And one of the things that is nice about this is there is also a die to cut out a single rose like that. And last week I used this set to make this card, and this is the part that die cuts out. Tonight we're going to be using the whole stamp set, but we're going to be using not actually the stamp set, but we're going to be using the masks. And then when we get done, we will cut out this large, the whole image with this large die, like this. And I don't have a sample to show you because I wanted you to be surprised as we go along. So set these aside. You have to use watercolor paper. This is the Fluid 100 watercolor paper that we sell. Comes in a package like this. It has, let's see, 10 sheets that are 5 by 7. So it's this size. And it's just right for the stamp and these dies. Okay, so now I'm going to be using several different colors. I'm going to be using Peach Pie. It's one of the new in colors. I'm going to use Boho Blue. And I'm going to use Garden Green. I'm going to use Garden Green. Now you can use sponge daubers like this. This one's really, really old, but it still works. Or you can use the blending brushes, and in place of this one, you could get the smaller blending brushes. So we'll be using those, blue and green. So let's get started. The dies, the stencils are numbered. If you can see, there is a 1 and a notch there so we can line them up. And each one has a number up to 5. And you start with number 1. And the trick is to keep it lined up. And then I'm going to start putting Peach Pie onto the roses. And you just work it in like that. And try not to get it over into the other part if you can avoid it. Okay, and then I'm going to use some blue for the flowers, the little flowers. And then some green, because there's a few leaves here. So a little bit of green. Okay, so now I think it is designed so that you would put layer 2 right on top. But I'm going to take off this layer and put number 2 down next, lining it up in the corner, just like the first one. I'm going to use the same colors. So this will add an extra dimension because some of the area that I already colored has been covered up by this die. Some blue. And some green. is building on the colors. Number 3, put it in the same area. And some more of the blue. Nope, no blue. Because the blue, now the part that's open is the centers of the flowers. And I need my yellow, Daffodil Yellow ink pad. And I'll use the dauber. Make sure it's lined up. And that's all for that one. So see how it's developing? Okay, number 4 brings in the leaves. And we are through with the peach pie. So I'll close that up. We're done with the blue. This was boho blue. Close that up so it's out of the way. Now we just have the green to work with. And we'll add the leaves. The rest of it's covered up by the dye, by the mask. So we shouldn't be adding much. Now you have to hold it really quite firmly to keep it from sliding. I could use masking tape or washi tape to hold it down, the dyes down. And I was online and saw that you can get a sticky backed mat that is semi-tack that you can use to hold these in place, and your cardstock. I found it on Amazon, and so I am ordering it. Okay, so there's the first of the green. See how that's coming out? Isn't that beautiful? And then the last one, number 5. Put that down. And it's nice to know that you don't have to worry about messing up your other part, because the mask protects it. But there, I slipped. Now, how does that go? But the thing about it is, if it's not quite on, it's really not too bad, because it's kind of a soft image. And there is your finished piece. Isn't that gorgeous? Got depth to it, all with just using the same color of ink for each one. I just love it. Now the other thing I could do is to ink up this big die, and I could stamp over it like this to give it more definition, you know, with Memento ink. But I like the softness of this. I think this is gorgeous. So I'm going to leave it as it is. And I'm going to go over to my trusty die cutting machine, which is too big to bring into my light box, and I'll be right back. And here is the finished product. Now I should say a little more about the watercolor paper. It is thicker. It's kind of like the thick basic white and very vanilla. It's about the same thickness as that, but it has a textured surface and is designed to absorb water and not fall apart. I did try watercoloring for a watercolor class that I had. I tried watercoloring. This was on basic white. I actually tried to use a blender pen on it. You can see how the surface of the cardstock got all roughed up because it's just not designed to have water on it. And this one worked out pretty well. I did dry heat embossing with it, but you'll notice it's all wrinkly because it got wet. Whereas the watercolor paper stayed really nice and smooth, even though I had watercolored on both sides. So it's an important thing. It used to be you could Stampin' Up! Has some videos about watercoloring, and said to use the shimmery white cardstock, which we don't sell anymore. It had a little harder finish to it than the others. So now we got this beautiful, beautiful image, and we're going to put it together in a card. Starting with basic white, Lemon Lolly cardstock. Sorry, not basic white. And we'll go on here like that. And I think I will pop it up with Stampin' Dimensionals. It's a good and sturdy piece, so it should pop up very nicely. Now, I expected that this Facebook Live would last for about maybe as much as half an hour, because I didn't know how long. I hadn't timed myself to see how long it would take to do the different masks and the sponging. But I had finished that in 12 minutes, that part of it. So it really does not, it's really quite quick to make beautiful cards using this technique. During OnStage in Houston, they demonstrated using this, and they used a watercolor technique, and they misted the cardstock, the watercolor paper, before they stamped. And I tried and did not get anything near like what they had done. So I begged that idea. Put a little bit of a bow there. I think I'll trim the ends down a little bit because I don't want it to be quite so big. This is one of the new ribbons coming out in the new catalog. There's two. There's a pretty in pink, and then this one, and it has a stripe. Can you see? It has a woven stripe in it, which is really neat. Let's see, did I didn't use it on that card. I used it on a card. Let me see if I can find the card. Well, can't find it offhand. But it colors really interestingly too, with using Stampin' Blends. Okay, somewhere here I've got, there they are. These little tiny glue dots are great. These are mini glue dots, and they are from the Paper Pumpkin kits. If you're not familiar with Paper Pumpkin, it is a kit. I think I'll use two. It is a kit, a monthly subscription kit that comes in your mailbox each month, and it has some sort of a project with pre-printed, pre-stamped images and die cuts that all you have to do is punch it out, and then usually you stamp your labels. Is that going to stay? Maybe. I might need a bigger one. And then I have this little stamp, God Bless. It's part of the set, and it has a little die like this to cut it out, to have a little tag. The gal who helped to design this kit, this stamp set, they had something else they had said as the greeting, and she says, could you change that to God Bless? She also was the one that suggested that we could cut out this flower and have it separately. Bless her, what a great idea. And she changed the greeting that they had. You make my heart, it says something about you make my heart happy. And she says, how about you make my heart smile? So she got to put in a little bit of her own twist to them. We'll put this on with seal. Tuck it behind the leaf there. Like that. And there you have. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to have to do something about that bow because it's not going to stay there. Need to get a big glue dot. There, that's more secure. So anyway, this was my first time for using these masks, and I think they are just wonderful. The detail that comes out with it, and you don't have to, all you have to do is just sponge to get it. So this is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. Thank you for watching, and if you have left a comment, since my monitor stopped working, I'm not able to see, and besides, when I'm stamping, I focus, and so I will assure you that I will respond to your comments after I get through doing it. If you have any questions, my email is sue@soggystamper.com. My blog is www.soggystamper.com. And if you need any of the supplies that I've just had, or if you would like to have a new catalog, my store is creationsbysue.stampinup.net, but easier for you is to go to my blog, soggystamper.com, and in the upper right-hand corner is a Shop Now button, and that will take you to my store. Probably easier than trying to click in all of that email or address. And if you do not have a demonstrator and you live within the United States, I would love to be your demonstrator and help you with your stamping needs, helping you with your rubber addiction, because I sure would love to enable you. So send me an email, sue@soggystamper.com, with your name, your snail mail address, and your phone number. The phone number so that I can call you and see how you're doing with supplies and things like that. I promise I won't nag you. And just make sure that you get the catalog. So thanks so much for watching. I'll be back next Friday night at probably 7 o'clock with another Fabulous Friday Facebook Live. And I'll have some new product to show you, another sneak peek. So the time's coming up pretty quick before we'll be able to actually show you the new catalog. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next Friday. Bye.